This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here are today's top stories from Armenia, Nagorno-Karabakh, and the region. Tensions in the region continue to escalate, with fears growing of another full-scale war. Yesterday, Nagorno-Karabakh's defense ministry released a video it said showed Azerbaijan moving troops and military equipment around Nagorno-Karabakh. In a statement, the ministry said, "Movements and a concentration of large-scale military equipment, including artillery, by the Azerbaijani armed forces were recorded on the line of contact." A number of videos are spreading on social media that also appear to show military columns, gunships, and large numbers of troops moving within Azerbaijan. CivilNet has not been able to independently verify the footage. Meanwhile, open-source flight trackers are showing a surge in cargo flights between Azerbaijan and the Ovda military base in Israel. Israel is one of Azerbaijan's leading arms suppliers. In addition, recent weeks have seen near-daily reports of ceasefire violations along the Armenia-Azerbaijan border, prompting the European Union mission in Armenia to issue a statement yesterday expressing concern about the increased tensions and crossfire at border areas. Armenia's defense ministry today convened a briefing with military attachés posted to foreign embassies in Armenia. The diplomats reviewed the ongoing situation on the border, according to the ministry. It did not elaborate. Armenian President Vahagn Khachaturyan yesterday recalled Armenia's representative to the Collective Security Treaty Organization, a Russian-led military alliance. Viktor Byagov will be reposted as Armenia's envoy to the organization for the prohibition of chemical weapons. It was not immediately clear who Yerevan would dispatch to Moscow in Byagov's place. In unusually frank remarks over the weekend, Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan slammed the CSTO for failing to come to Armenia's aid after Azerbaijan launched a full-scale attack on the country last September. The CSTO's inaction amounts to a crisis of functionality and treaty worthiness for the alliance, Pashinyan said, calling Armenia's security reliance on Russia a strategic mistake. In related news, Armenia's defense ministry announced today it would host joint military exercises with the United States from September 11th to 20th. In a statement, the ministry said the purpose of the exercises is to increase the level of interoperability of units participating in international peacekeeping missions. In response to the news, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters the Armenian-American exercises raise concern and pledged to monitor the situation. Last week, troops from CSTO members Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan held joint military drills in Belarus, but Armenia pointedly declined to participate. Anna Hakobyan, Pashinyan's wife, traveled to Kyiv today to speak at an annual summit of First Ladies and Gentlemen. It is believed to mark the first visit by a senior Armenian figure to Ukraine since Russia's full-scale invasion of the country last February. Since the war in Ukraine began, Armenia has been careful neither to condone nor condemn the hostilities. At the United Nations, for instance, Armenia has repeatedly abstained on Ukraine war resolutions. In his strongest remarks on the topic to date, Pashinyan told reporters in June, "We are not Russia's ally in its war in Ukraine," but added, "We are not anyone's ally in this situation." And in domestic news, the local monitoring group Akanates, whose name means eyewitness, has accused Armenia's ruling civil contract party of paying young women to take part in campaign events ahead of a key city council election in Yerevan. In a statement earlier this week, Akanates said civil contract, through a local advertising agency, recruited young women via Instagram and WhatsApp to participate in campaign marches at a rate of about $2.50 per hour. A senior party official dismissed the allegations as absolute slander. Last month, a coalition of civil society organizations released a report accusing civil contract mayoral candidate Tigran Avignon of abusing administrative resources to gain an unfair advantage in the vote, including favorable coverage on public television. Avignon rejected those charges. Yerevan residents will head to the polls on September 17th to elect a new city council and mayor. For all of our election coverage, please go to civilnet.am. Finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 2,932,731. That's Armenia's permanent population, according to preliminary figures from this year's census, newly released by Armenia's Statistical Committee. The Armenian government defines the permanent population to include people with permanent residency in Armenia, even if they have lived outside of Armenia for up to the last year. The figures suggest Armenia's population has fallen below 3 million people for the first time since the country gained independence from the Soviet Union. Like many other former Soviet countries, Armenia struggles with high immigration numbers and declining birth rates. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground in Armenia, Nagorno-Karabakh, and the region.